Today I'll show you how to create a quiz on Canvas. First, we'll go to the quizzes section on our Canvas page. Once you're there, choose the Add Quiz button with the plus sign and the word quiz. From there, we'll see the Details tab and the Questions tab. The Details tab allows you to adjust the settings like the quiz's name, instructions, and due date, as well as some more advanced options. Let's name the quiz in this text box, and we'll name it Midterm. After that, we can add specific instructions or guidelines in this text box here. We'll just add some brief instructions here. Please answer the following. And now we can choose the quiz type. Under this dropdown, you'll see 4 options for the type of quiz you'd like to create. The first type is a practice quiz. With this type of quiz, students can review how well they understand the course material without receiving a grade. They will receive a score for the quiz, but that score will not be part of their grade. The next type is a graded quiz, which is the default setting. It allows you to create a quiz that your students will receive a grade for. The next type is a graded survey, which allows you to give a survey to students and assign a completion grade when students complete the survey. The last type of quiz is an ungraded survey. This allows you to get the opinion of your students without attaching a grade to the survey. With both graded and ungraded surveys, you can make the results anonymous, and there will also be no wrong or right answers. Now you can see a few options for your quiz. If you choose to shuffle the answers will appear in a randomized order. The time limit option allows you to set a maximum number of minutes for a student to complete the quiz. Multiple attempts give students a chance to resubmit the quiz a specified or unspecified number of times. If you select this option, you can also choose whether to take students' highest, latest, or average score, but we'll leave this field unchecked for now. You can then choose whether to let students see the correct answers, and if so, whether to let them see it multiple times, and whether to set a specific window of time for them to see the answers. You can also choose to display correct answers one at a time. Now we can set the due date for the quiz. We'll set it to September 30th. And now let's move on to making questions. We'll go over to this questions tab right here, and we can see the options to create a new question, create a question group, or to find questions. Let's start with adding a new question. To add one question, we'll select the New Question button, and it'll allow us to create a standalone quiz question. Here we can name the question, select the type of question, and assign the question points. You can add a custom name by entering the name into the question field. Custom names can help you identify quiz questions more easily when you reuse the same quiz questions. So let's create a multiple choice question. We'll just set a really easy one for now. 4 plus 4 equals question mark. And we can type our answers below. So we'll add 0 for this one, 4 for this, 6 for this one, and then we'll have the correct answer 8 here. So we need to change the correct answer to this one, right? So we can just change that by choosing this arrow here. Now we'll hit Update Question, and the question will show up in our question box right here. If you want to randomize quiz questions, you can create a question group. You can choose the number of questions that should be answered from the group and how many points to assign each question. In question groups, all questions will have the same point value. We'll start by choosing New Question Group. So we'll name this group Chapters 1 to 3. And we'll leave these settings as they are. Let's create the group. And we can see that we haven't set enough questions for the group. So we'll need to add some, and we can choose from the existing questions, or we can create new ones. We can add an existing one by dragging it with this button right here into the group. So now we can add a new question to the group as well with this plus icon right here. From there, we'll see the same question editor that we saw when we created the first question. So let's add a true or false question. And again, we'll set another really easy one. We'll just do 1 plus 2 equals 7. So we'll need to set this to false, right? So we will again use this arrow button to choose false instead. Now we'll hit update question to save it into our question box, and it'll appear right here in chapters 1 to 3. Now let's go over the Find Questions button. If you already have quiz questions in your question bank, you can use them without having to create a quiz question from scratch. Question banks are available across courses, so you can always use quiz questions that you created in other courses. Always make sure you hit save before leaving the page so that all of your changes are saved. Lastly, this preview button allows you to look at the quiz from the student's point of view. So we can see our two answers right here. We'll choose false for this one, and we'll submit the quiz.